His feet were like fine brass. We see once again another verse that is used to say that he was black. For his feet like fine brass, as if refined in a furnace. So not only brass, which is a dark metal, but also refined in a furnace, so burnt. So that would show that when it comes to the ultimate revelation, first and last as a person, it seems to be dark skin for his feet. Now it's not talking about hair, his feet, and obviously same flesh from head to toes. Therefore his feet, like fine brass, would be dark. Yet the interesting part here, well, many interesting things here, but brass is a metal that is a mix of two metals. So brass, of the different metals that Yahweh mentions in scriptures, for instance, the statue that Nebuchadnezzar saw, head of gold, chest of silver, belly of brass, and legs and feet of iron. Those four, which represent Babylon, the Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, and the Roman Empire. Of those four, only brass is a mix of two. Here we see his feet, which are two, are like fine brass. So he is first and last, like the 2 feet, as one, like brass, the metal, a mix of two, like first and last. Hope that's clear. Also, brass, like I already said, is connected to the Greek Empire, which is where most, or I would say perhaps half, of the falsehood of Christianity came from Greece. So the last, since he comes as the prodigal son, is born in confusion, in the false doctrine. That's why the last is connected to the brass, but is refined in a furnace, for he is the consuming fire who refines the doctrine and turns it into the true doctrine. Pretty much like somebody being born a Christian, then realizing all the garbage that is found in Christianity, passing it through the fire of purification, and finally ended up with the true doctrine. So his feet were like fine brass, also showing, because the feet represent the end times. That's why the feet of the statue of Nebuchadnezzar were the empire of the end times. So his feet were like fine brass, showing how Christianity would be ruling in the end times as the false doctrine, where he would come from. And not only that, with another witness, like the 2 feet. His feet were like fine brass, and also the feet are connected to the good news. That's why the scripture says that the feet of those who preach the good news are beautiful, because we use our feet to take the good news to others. So this is connected to the doctrine, like I was saying. His feet were like fine brass, as if refined in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. For even though he is the fire, as you can see it in the eyes, what comes out of his mouth is like many waters, for he is water of life, like the latter rain, for it is Yahushua coming from his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Messiah, so he speaks what the Messiah said. His voice as the sound of many waters.